Christmas can be a wonderful time of the year, of course, but it can also be completely overwhelming. And our guest knows that feeling all too well. Allison Rose-Mannall is a neurodivergent disabled mum who has turned her own struggles with burnout into something absolutely beautiful, the Holistic Self-Care Kit Company. Allison, so lovely of you to come into the studio.
Thank you. Welcome for inviting me. Thank you.
It's really good to see you. And you've just handed me, I must say, for full transparency, wow, this is such a beautiful little kit. I absolutely love it. So we're going to get into all of that and tell me what you do. But before we get into that, just tell me a bit about your journey, because here you are in a chair. You've clearly had some struggles yourself.
Yep.
What happened for you to get you to where you are now?
So as a child, I really struggled. My mum used to drag me to the doctors all the time, never sit still, never slept, always talking. School was like, never sit still, never shuts up. And I also struggled with a lot of pain in my joints. And it wasn't until I got to sort of teenage years when I started dislocating my joints that I was diagnosed with hypermobility.
Right, interesting.
Yeah.
That often goes undiagnosed, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. And then I had children and, just struggled with pain with my spine and everything else. And it was about 20 years ago, I saw a consultant in the orthopedics who was like, "Oh, I want to test you." And then he got really excited and I was like, "What's the matter?" And he's like, "You got 9 out of 9 on the Baton score." And I'm like, what's that?
What does that mean? Is it good?
And I was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Right. Yeah. Now, again, just explain what it is, because there'll be lots of people who've never heard of it.
So Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, there are quite a lot of different types, but mine is the hypermobility type.
Yeah.
Ehlers-Danlos is a connective tissue disorder, faulty collagen, basically.
Yeah.
The false kind of precept of the collagen is that if you take more you take collagen, but no, your body just makes more faulty collagen.
Right.
But yes, so hypermobility, all different things like MCAS, which is allergies. There's so much more to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but one of the main things for the hypermobility is loose joints, basically.
Yeah.
So all of my joints are extremely loose. My children have got it as well, but it also means that you're susceptible to arthritis, that kind of stuff, and spinal issues.
Right.
And in 2016, I went for a lovely long walk around Whittingham, which is in Norwich, with my daughter and grandbabies. I come back and I was like, 10,000 steps, great. Walked up the stairs, thought, that's pinching a bit. Went to bed, woke up next morning, turned over, screamed and couldn't move.
Oh, no.
It's ambulance, into hospital, and I had my first discectomy on my spine. And unfortunately, it went wrong. Hey presto, I'm in the wheelchair.
Right. Oh, bless you. So how do you manage that diagnosis, if you like, on a daily basis? Are you in pain, or are you able to?
Yeah, very much so.
Right.
I'm diabetic.
Yeah.
And I have ulcerative colitis, which resulted in me having a stoma. So I've got a permanent ileostomy, a lot of pain, and they wanted to put me on morphine and stuff like that. And I just, the painkillers were making me worse. They were making my mental health so bad.
Yeah.
And then I came across essential oils, and obviously was told how good they were from a guy that recruited me into doTERRA, which the essential oils. And one night I was lying there and I was in absolute agony, and I was like, why haven't I made myself a pain blend?
Yeah.
So I went and researched it. I did a course on aromatherapy so that I knew what I was talking about. And it's been absolutely brilliant. I've been able to ditch all of my pills, and I'm not saying it's a substitute and it'll cure everybody's ills, but it works for me.
Yeah. I love the fact that you just sort of took back control and thought, that maybe the medical profession have done all they can at the moment.
Precisely.
And I've got to take this on myself and do what I can to support it. Yeah. So just for anyone who's not aware of essential oils, let's just backtrack a moment, because there'll be people thinking, well, what does she mean? She's sniffing a bit of lavender. But there is incredible power in aromatherapy, isn't there? And
yes.
I think people don't always realise that there's a proper science behind it.
There is, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the thing as well is, if you think back to years before the drugs, it was herbal plants.
Yes, exactly.
Everything, we pulped plants up, we did everything with plants, and that worked to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But it's when I say to people about my blends, and I say it's mixed with jojoba oil, and they're like, and I have to say to them, it's not actually an oil. Jojoba oil is a wax, but it mimics the natural sebum in your skin, which is why it absorbs so quickly and works so well.
Yeah.
But my sleep blend, for instance, people say, I've tried all the lavender spray pillows, and I'm like, it's not just lavender.
Yeah.
It's got a few other bits in it as well. And then go into the other essential oils I put in there. But it was trial and error. There's a few I've sniffed and thought, nope, that's not very nice.
So let's just backtrack then. You obviously you did this aromatherapy training. You started to create these blends of aromatherapy
oils. I did holistics
oils
first. I became a holistics practitioner, did my Reiki and everything. But obviously being in a wheelchair doing Reiki is quite difficult.
Yeah.
Online, you can do Reiki online, but I don't think it has the same effect. But I learned a lot about holistics first, and then I did the aromatherapy when I came across the oils, because I love crystals. I'm very into crystal healing.
You and me could chat for hours, Alison. We could take this down a totally woo direction, but we'll spare everyone.
Well,
we'll cut to the basics.
Yeah. So basically, the when I originally came across it was when I recorded a course, because I'm an NLP and life coach, and I recorded a course for mums called The Balanced Mum. And I was like, I want them to have something while they're watching all the, the various modules of the course, to have something. So I was going to send them a crystal. But then because I'd started using the oils for myself, I was like, I could make a blend for mums. Hey presto, frazzled mum.
Right. So this is how. So let's just talk about what it is you do. So the Holistic Self-Care Kit Company is literally that, where you put together little kits.
It is.
And I think you're so right. When you certainly when you're a new mum, or whatever's going on in your life, Christmas time. There's another
absolutely.
one. Actually, to get a little gift like this, or to treat yourself, we've got everything in one little package. And you've obviously put an awful lot of thought into this.
Yes.
So let's talk about the people who are feeling a little bit frazzled, shall we say. You've put together something called a hot mess rescue kit. Now, what a name is that? that would work for me most days, I have to say. So what would you put in your hot mess kit then?
So I have a few kits, and the hot mess one, as well as the mums one, is the first, when I first started, it was a crystal, which was rose quartz, because it's very calming. Rose quartz is, love. Everybody associates rose quartz with love, but also I don't think they realise how calming it can be. And when you're an SEND mum like me and have 3 SEND children, it was Christmas for me was very much a time of pulling my hair out, trying to keep them from going absolutely feral, and trying to manage my own disabilities and my own neurodiversity with, the children. So it was the blend, getting a blend that would work for instant calm. So they could roll it on all their pulse points, and the smell and also the oils themselves would give them that instant calm.
Yeah, it is true, this thing about the sort of sensory overload that happens. And I don't think enough people talk about it. It's very, very stressful, isn't it?
It is.
And for some children, and adults, but for some children, actually that cacophony of noise, it's just too much.
It is, yeah, absolutely, especially if they've got auditory processing disorder. It can be really, it's just, I know like headphones help, and there's a lot of support you can give the children, but they don't think about the parents either. It's very much, there's your child, there's the child's diagnosis, and you're left thinking, okay, what's next? What do I do? And initially for me, it was very much a kind of helping mums accept what was going on with them and their children, but also giving them that tool to calm them. So I created the affirmation cards, because I'm a very, very, very strong believer of the law of attraction, affirmation cards, very woo-woo. But I wanted them to be funny as well, because you get a pack of affirmation cards in each kit.
Nice.
And I wanted them to be funny, to give them a smile and because that's when I'm out in my wheelchair, everybody I go past, I grin at. And everybody then smiles back at me. And somebody could be having a really, really awful day. I come across, big grin on my face.
There's something really magical about a smile. It is so true. We do forget. We really do. I sometimes think back to Eat, Pray, Love, the movie with the medicine man who just literally says, just smile. That's it. Or smile from your belly, or whatever he says. But it's true. It's so true. Actually, sometimes if you just do that piece, it starts your day off differently, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But what would you recommend then for anyone listening at the moment, until they can get one of your kits, which are lovely. But what would be just a little tip that you would give anyone who's feeling just literally got that sense of overwhelm. I mean, apart from bringing their, sort of helping to bring themselves down and reciting an affirmation, perhaps, if they can get hold of some kind of essential oil, what's a good starting place that sort of anyone can do? I mean, is it grabbing a bottle of lavender?
It depends, because lavender on its own, a lot of people don't. The smell of lavender, a lot of people is too much, and it's too headachy. So that's why I mix my blends with other oils just to dilute them, but also, the different blends I make are for different things that I want them to, to have. So probably orange.
Oh, nice idea.
Orange essential oil.
And that's very Christmassy, isn't it?
It is, it is.
And then what would you do with that? Because it's important, you wouldn't use it neat on your body, but you could sniff it, you could add a little bit of oil to it, pop it in the bath or something.
So anything, if you've got, and a lot of people ask me, have you got anything for the diffusers?
Yeah.
Mine are all roll-on to help, so that they can take them out with them, put them on this. Obviously, as a roll-on, mine are diluted with jojoba oil. But diffusers, even just getting one of those little candle things, wax melt things, and just putting a little bit of water in.
Yeah, and put a drop on it. Yes.
And then light a candle underneath it.
Yeah.
And that smell, I know orange is the Christmassy thing as well, but it's incredibly calming.
Yeah, that's such a lovely idea. I'm definitely going to go and get some orange. I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah,
you forget, don't you, that some of these oils are...
Peppermint is also
peppermint's
very good.
Great if you're feeling a little bit headachy or not so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I love everything you're doing, and the fact that you're using all of these sort of different modalities and bringing it all together. And I can, I'm really impressed that you've sort of used this your own. The stuff that's happened to you is not fabulous, is it? But you've absolutely made something really special from it, and hats off to you. Really, it's brilliant. And I think there'll be an awful lot of people thinking, wow, I really need a hot mess kit. So tell us where we can find your kits then, Alison.
So I have a website, which is the holisticselfcarekitcompany.com. I'm also on Amazon, same name, if you search on Amazon. I'm on Etsy as well, and eBay, I think, but mainly my website. But I wanted to make something so that parents didn't ever feel as low as I did.
Yeah.
And I was so alone and trying to cope with my own and children. So these are just to make you feel, actually, we're by your side. Even though we're not there in person, we're by your side.
Lovely. Thanks so much, Alison.
You're very welcome.
Have a fabulous Christmas.
And you.
Allison Rose-Mannall, the Holistic Self-Care Kit Company. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Janey